Well, yes, I mean, communication for everybody is so important, but for our particular pupils who have communication difficulties, it's underpinning every aspect of their learning and of their lives. So you have to acknowledge the ways that they do communicate. Some of our pupils don't even know that they are communicating, so it's about us actually in reinforcing with them that they have communicated with us, we have listened, and then we're feeding it back to them. Some of our pupils, the way that they communicate comes in different forms. It could be their behaviour, it could be facial expressions, body gesture, it could be something as simple as an eye blink or an eye gaze. And it's about our staff are skilled in picking up those forms of communication and again feeding it back to these individuals that they are actually, communicating with us and taking it forward from there. So within the class, to communicate to the children what's going to happen next, they might have a visual timetable so that pupils know what's happening now and next. It might be that they would use objects of reference, and that way we use our multisensory referencing to communicate what is happening to them. For some it might be photographs, but the communication is just so important. But talking about, these are pupils, I'm saying they can understand symbols and they can understand photos. Communication starts a lot earlier than that. If you look at communication, the mother and baby interactions, that's where communication starts in actually the very first instance. So pupils who are possibly 3 and 4 year olds, they might not actually have reached the state of communication of a 3 and a 4 year old, and they're operating much earlier. They may not know how to communicate, so we've got to start teaching them that, and we do that through intensive interaction, which is the mother-baby interactions, but we call it intensive interaction because we're actually working with older children, we're not necessarily working with babies, but it is the same principles. You're trying to communicate to them what we're doing and how they're doing it. So it's copying and mirroring actions in the first instance, making them aware of what they have been doing. If they have been communicating, we could be copying them so that they become aware of us, and then we're trying to develop an interaction that way. So intensive interaction is hugely important for all of our pupils, and that would be a starting point for communication here. Everything's about communication underpinning the children's learning.